Hi, good morning, guys. Please drop a comment if you can hear me clearly so that we can get started. If you can hear me clearly, kindly drop a comment, guys. Let me see your comments if you can hear me. Let me see your comments if you can hear me, guys, so that we can get started. Alright, beautiful. Good morning, guys. Good morning. You're welcome to today's live section. Oof, it's great to be here again, guys. Okay, so if you're new to this live section, on this live section, what we do is that we explain few assets that we are looking at for the new week, where we explain few of the assets and we discuss about it. So if you've not subscribed to this channel, do not forget to hit that subscribe button so that you can get notified whenever we have live sessions like this. So I'm going to just be explaining one of the assets that I am looking at today. Then I am going to be picking two from the comment section. So if you have any asset you want me to analyze, just drop it in the comment section. I am going to pick the most mentioned asset and analyze it. So you can just drop it in the comment section. So let's go ahead, guys, and start our analysis. So the first one I am currently looking at is volatility 75. I am currently looking at volatility 75. So let's get straight into it. All right, so I'm going to be deleting all of this. Let me delete all of this and make the analysis from the beginning. So I'm going to be going to 24 hours time frame. You remember how we do it. We always get to see what market is doing on the higher time frame before we come to a conclusion. So the first thing I want to look at is the current structure of the market. That is what I want to look at. So the current structure, let's just see the current structure of the market. So we had a break of structure to the downside. There is a break of structure to the downside here. This is where we had the body close outside the structure. So we had another break of structure to the downside. This is another break of structure to the downside. Now, after this break of structure to the downside, the next thing you are seeing here is a change of character. Okay, this is a change of character to the upside, and obviously when we have a change of character, it is just market showing us some sign of weaknesses that the trend that we currently have is exhausted, right? That is what change of character means. So this is a change of character to the upside, which is letting us know that we cannot be so sure if market is going to continue the buy or we're going to continue the sell. So we're just going to be following the exact pattern market is following right now, since we have a change of character and we've not had a decision. Okay, we've not had a fixed decision to where market is currently going. So let's see where market is currently reacting from. Where market is currently reacting from is a beautiful area of interest, which is major. And you can see that we took out liquidity. Basically, we took out our liquidity here. Market took out the liquidity and used a good point of interest for that sell. So we now have an external change of character again. Aside from the normal change of character here, we now have an external change of character, which is to the downside, which we're going to be marking as this low. And remember, it is reacting at a good area of interest. So this change of character is also valid. So based on what market is currently doing and based on what I have explained initially, This is a change of character to the upside, and we cannot be so sure if market is going to continue the buy because we've not had a normal break of structure. We've not had market come back here, give us a break of structure that will make us know that we want to continue the buy. So the next thing I just want to look at is on my 4 hours time frame to see what market is currently doing. So what I am going to do is I am going to mark the current structure break on this 4 hours time frame. I'll mark the current structure break, which is this low. This is our current structure break, this low. Since this is our current market structure break, let's see if that is a major. Of course it is. This is a major. So I'm going to be marking out this high as the high I am not expecting market to raid. I am not expecting market to raid this high. So currently, since the break of structure is to the downside on the 4 hours time frame, right? This is a break of structure to the downside. I am going to be looking for a sell movement for now until market says otherwise. And what is the otherwise we might have market say? It is when we have this high broken. That is the otherwise that will make me change my decision to looking for a sell setup. But currently I'm going to be looking for a sell setup, okay? But when market breaks this high, I'm going to change my decision and start looking for a buy setup. So since this is the last break of structure, I'm going to be marking out my inducement, the possible inducement I am expecting market to take, which is this high. I am expecting market to take this high as the possible inducement. Then this is my perfect PO high. This is my perfect PO high for 4 hours time frame. This is my perfect PO high. But remember, this is 4 hours time frame, and you obviously do not want to wait until market gets to 4 hours before you pick a trade. So what I'm going to be doing is I'll go to my 1 hour or 30 minutes time frame to see exactly how I can join the current movement of the market. So what is the current movement of the market on the 1 hour time frame? This is the current movement. We had a break of structure to the downside. This is our last break of structure based on this time frame. This break to the downside. This is our last break of structure. Where is market currently reacting? Where market is currently reacting is not a good source for me, because I am expecting, even if market would use any area here for a sell continuation, I am expecting market to take this high. I am expecting a take of this high as an inducement. Then I would mark this place out as my possible area where market would come back to. So let's see the buy side of this scenario. Let's see the buy side. Remember, where market is reacting to currently is not a good source of point of interest. So we have a break of structure to the upside here. This is major. This is a strong high. A minute, please. So this is our strong low. This low is a strong low. So I'm going to go to 15-minute time frame. Minutes time frame. Okay. Then I'll mark this low out as a possible liquidity. So let's check that on 30 minutes time frame. All right, now this is my verdict on volatility 75. What I am expecting on volatility 75 is market coming back here. So this is what I am waiting for market to do. I am waiting for market to break this particular high. Okay, and if it does not break it, this particular point of interest has to be approached with a very strong entry confirmation, because it is a range structure. It is a structure that is outside our main structure. So any sell you are going to be taking from there, you should know that it is a B setup. It is not a high probability setup. Our high probability setup is here. This is where our PO high for our high probability setup is. So this particular movement, this particular point of interest here is just for us to mark out, so that we can see possible areas that can stop our buy from happening, that can stop market from getting as high as this place, as high as to this PO high. That is why I marked out this point. But when market comes back there impulsively and breaks this high, I am definitely big on looking out for a buy continuation from here to come back into this point of interest. Okay, so this is my current verdict on volatility 75. I hope you understand everything I just made mention. So I'm going to be picking one asset from the comment section now, and I'm going to be analyzing that. So let's see the comment section. Okay, step index. We have two people make mention of step index, so I'm going to be going over to step index right now. So let's see step index. All right, we have different step index here, but let's do step index 100. Step index 100 is the normal step index on volatility on derivative. The step index is a normal step index on derivative. So let's go to 24 hours time frame first, which is where we are going to be looking at for our B break of structure. All right, so based on this 24 hours time frame, the last area we had our break of structure was to the upside. This is our last break of structure. You can see that market just came back here for sweep. This is not a break of structure. If you want me to make any other analysis, just drop it in the comments. I'm going to pick the most mentioned. So this is a sweep. This is not a break of structure. Okay, our last break of structure was to the upside here. So if there's anything that would truly confirm us that we are totally bearish, is when market takes this low, coupled with the fact that this particular low is a strong low. This low is a strong low. See, we had market take here. So this low is a strong low. Okay, so we're expecting market to come back and break this low, which is going to confirm us that we are totally bearish. However, let's see what market is currently doing. Let's see what our chart is currently doing on 4 hours time frame. This is our 4 hours time frame. Remember, we had a sweep. So this is an obviously change of character for internal structure. This is a change of character for internal structure. And after the change of character, we had this eye being created. This eye was created. So let's see. Let's check 8 hours time frame to be very sure of that high that was created. So 8 hours time frame. Okay, And let's see where market is currently reacting. It's a good source. I have every reason to believe that this particular high is an inducement. Now, if this particular high is an inducement, then it's very possible for market to come back and take this high also as a liquidity. It is really possible for us to come back and take this high as liquidity, since this high is a strong high. The reason it is very difficult to make a decision here is that this high is a strong high. Assuming it is just an ordinary high, I would be big on saying market is taking this high as inducement, but I cannot say that yet because this is a strong high, coupled with the fact that this is a sweep, so I cannot be so sure if market would break it until market does that. So there's every tendency market would come back here to take this high as liquidity, but that is that for that. Let's just check 2 hours to see what market is currently doing. This is 2 hours time frame. We had a change of character to the downside, which is internal. So my expectation is for market to completely take this low. I want this low to be completely taken because this is a strong low. That would give me more confidence in my buy setup. But before then, see where market is currently reacting to, which looks like a good area of interest. So I'm going to go to 30 minutes time frame and see how we can join this movement. So let's see. This is volatility. This is step index 200. Was that what we were analyzing? No. A minute, please. All right, this was what we were analyzing. So you can see that PO high as a very good point of interest. That PO high is a good point of interest. Then we had a change of character to the downside. This is a change of character. So making that PO high a strong point of interest. So I have this. I have every reasons to believe that market is going to sell to take this low. This is how far I can assure you it would go. I cannot be so sure until we have this low broken. I can't be so sure of the sell until market gives me a confirmation below this low. So even if we're going to be entering a sell from anywhere around here, this is how far I can say it would go. So let's just check for an area of entry. 15 minutes time frame. So this is it. This is already a change of character again. So this is a possible inducement. This is a point of interest. So this is what I am expecting. This is what I am expecting on this asset. This is my view on step index 100. This is my current view until market proves me otherwise. But currently I am looking for a sell continuation for us to take this low. For us to take this particular low. I can't be so sure if it is going to come back to take this low until it is taken. So this is my verdict on step index 100. This is my entry level. Okay. So to those saying BTC, just as the name of this section or live session implies, we are looking at synthetic indices alone. This is synthetic indices live session, and of course I can consider putting currency pairs live session, but for now we are focusing on synthetic indices live session. Okay, so I'm sorry, we won't be going to crypto, we won't be going to currency pairs, we are going to just talk about synthetic indices. Okay guys, I'm so sorry about that. So the most mentioned for synthetic indices right now is volatility 151s. So that is exactly what I am going to be going into right now. We've done volatility 75 to those asking. So the first thing we want to do is go on 24 hours time frame. This is our 24 hours time frame. This is volatility 150s, guys. So let's see. We have our last break of structure to the downside. See our last break of structure. Every other thing you are seeing here is a structure that is outside our normal structure. So market gave us a change of character so that we can get a retracement to the upside to fill where we've not filled. So let's see where we've not filled that market is possible to come back to. Now if you are looking at this carefully, you can see that all of these places has been filled. Market has filled all of these places. This place has been filled, and the only place that is left untested was this particular sponsored candle, this sponsored candle here, right? You can see that this eye did not come back into it. Even if we are to measure it with a range, we did not get to 50%. If we are to measure the range, we did not still get to 50%. So this sponsored candle is left unfilled. It is left untested. So we're going to mark that out. And when market came back to that sponsored candle, we had a change of character, confirming to us that that PO high is a good point of interest. So this is the PO high, and based on what volatility 150s has been doing, you can see that we have been balancing everything. Market has been balancing everything. So I'm going to go to 2 hours time frame to see exactly where we can use for a continuation. So where is our last break of structure? This low. This is our last break of structure. The break of structure that gave us the most retracement. Every other break of structure has not given us that. So you can see that this eye is also a strong eye. This eye is a strong eye. If market is going to give us some buy or some real buy movement, we have to break this eye first. We have to break this eye first. So this is my possible inducement, and it has been taken. So my point of interest, let's go to 30 minutes time frame. Number one point of interest, let me see what it looks like on 30 minutes, on 1 hour rather. Then let's check 4 hours time frame. All right, it is a good area. So that's my first point of interest. This I is my first point of interest. Then my second point of interest, let's go back to 30 minutes. My second point of interest is this interest candle. So since that is my second interest, that's my second point of interest, so it is left for us to make a confirmation. So I am expecting market below this low. So we'll have something like this. Then we'll enter from here down. And our final target for this volatility 151s. So you can keep looking for a sell setup until market takes all of this, all this liquidity. You can keep looking for a good sell movement, but currently this is my view on volatility 151s. You can look for a sell continuation, okay, to take this low. This is your nearest external, just for us to take this low. That is what we are looking forward to. Now, just like I said, guys, this session is for synthetic indices assets, not for currency pairs, not for crypto. So it is just for synthetic indices. For people mentioning PTC, I think I made mention of it earlier. It is just for synthetic indices, okay? We are going to send the analysis for other assets like currency pairs, crypto, and all of that. We'll send it to the channel, but for the live session we are focusing on synthetic indices. So let me pick one more before we call it a day, which is volatility 50. Let's look at volatility 50. I sent this analysis to the group, right? And this is my view on volatility 50. So 24 hours time frame. If you are not in my community, just join up, okay? I sent this particular analysis to the community. So where we had our last break of structure was to the downside, and that was what I marked here. Let me delete the rest. Our last break of structure was to the downside. And normally we are expecting market to come back and fill this fair value gap. But based on this impulse that we had to the downside again, based on this impulse to the downside, it is very possible for market to come as high as this. Markets can still come back there, don't get me wrong. But because of this distance and momentum, it is going to be a struggle for market to come back to fill up this place. So that is why I am marking out this place again. I am marking it out this way. So let's go to now see what happened here. We had a change of character. Market gave us a change of character, then came back to give us this, which is a sweep. So there is every possibility market is using this high as an inducement, okay? Because this was just a mere sweep, not a break to the downside. So I have every reasons to mark out a PO high from this zone, because it carries void, it carries liquidity void. So I have every reasons to mark out a PO high from here until market proves me otherwise. So I am marking this high this week as a PO high, and I'm going to show you what it looks like on 4 hours time frame. Let me show you what that week looks like on 4 hours. Can you see that week now? Can you see it is a possible liquidity on 4 hours time frame? This was the high I marked out. So based on the impulse, I am definitely marking out a breaker as my point of interest, which is closer to that inducement, and that is why I am marking out this. So the next thing I just want to look forward to is market giving us a change of character. This is 4 hours time frame, so this change of character is valid for me. Change of character, that's a change of character. Then I am going to be looking at this eye to be used as my liquidity. This eye. So let's go to 2 hours time frame. This was the eye I marked out as liquidity. Then this interest candle for my point of interest. This is my point of interest for volatility 50. I'm not going to be joining this buy setup. The reason is because this eye that was taken out is not a strong eye. To me, it is an inducement. It is just a liquidity for the market. So I'm not going to be marking it as a minor break of structure or as a change of character. I'm not going to be marking it, and that is why I won't be able to join this buy, because the buy is really risky. So I'm just going to patiently wait for this sell. This is just 2 hours time frame. So I'm patiently waiting for this sell, for market to come back to this interest candle and give me a confirmation. Okay, that is what I am looking out for on volatility 50. Okay guys, so if you have any question, drop it in the comment section. This is going to be all for the analysis we are making. A change of character, then a continuation. If you have any question, drop it in the comment section. Let's treat questions now. If you have a comment, drop it also in the comment section. If you have a review, drop it in the comment section. I'm going to be replying and responding to you guys. So let's go guys. I'm waiting for your comments. If you have a question, drop it in the comment section, and let's treat questions before we call it a day guys. All right, the prop firm. Okay, please kindly send a DM about that. Kindly send a DM about that. It's not something we are talking about on the live session, okay? What criteria do you use to know an entry confirmation? I have an entry confirmation videos on my channel, okay? I have a lot of it on my channel, so you can go over it and see. I dropped one of recent about entries. You can go over it and see the entry confirmations that I use for my trades, and you'll be able to catch it up. Okay, explain why you wouldn't take a buy again on V50. Because it is not giving a clear direction. That is why I am not going to take a buy right now. You're welcome. The minimum amount you can use to trade volatility, at least Deriv allows you to deposit as low as $5, but I'm not going to advise you to deposit that small. Just build up your capital while you are still learning and deposit a good sum of amount. You can use 100, you can use 200 to get started, okay? All right, guys, this is going to be the end of this live session. I can't wait to see you guys in the next live session coming up on Saturday. I'm going to see you guys there. Do not forget to also share it to your friends, to your trading partners, and every other persons, so that they can also join to learn from this. I'm going to see you guys later, and